Hi everyone, this clip will provide an analysis about the Netflix miniseries The Signal. You may ask why a policy commentary channel regard a miniseries as relevant or important to publish a clip about it. The short answer is that it is hard to underestimate the influence of television series on people who do not have strong critical thinking skills. While all movies and television series tell a story on the surface, the background stories, the various social circumstances where our key characters are placed into may tell a different story. In these background stories, the creators tell their versions of our social life. It is no different in the case of science fiction movies either. We might even say that in science fiction, creators are more brave to present something that they consider relevant. On the surface, The Signal is an exciting crime story. Directors Sebastian Hilger and Philip Lineman created the series in 2024. The primary story is about a female astronaut, Paula, played by Perry Baumeister, who discovers a signal coming from deep space. After discovering the signal, Paula could calculate the trajectory of an unidentified craft and its expected landing on Earth. However, she keeps the precise coordinates secret. She only gives clues to her 9-year-old daughter Carlotta, or Charlie, played by Una Bennett, and her husband Sven, who is played by co-writer Florian David Fitz. The reason why Paula keeps the location and the timing of the landing secret is that she wants change in the world and wants to protect the unidentified craft so states and militaries will not shoot it down. Also, she expects to get killed before she could secure the acquired information. After Paula's flight back to Germany crashes in the Atlantic Ocean, no survivors are left. Carlotta and Sven have to deal with their loss, and they have to follow up the clues what Paula left behind to see the impact of the unidentified craft. It turns out that eventually it was the Voyager 1 probe what humanity sent out to outer space. Throughout the movie, in flashbacks, we can see how different the lead characters are. Paula is highly intelligent, keeps optimism. She believes the world is good after all. Her husband, Sven, is a history teacher and specifically believes the world, our society, is wrong and cruel. Throughout the whole miniseries, the creators show us why Paula, or what she represents, the female thinking, is right in every aspect. To an extent, it's a good exercise to raise the question which type of thinking, the female highly intuitive or the male analytical and more pessimistic thinking, is better. Perhaps the best example of raising this question is how the directors present the sponsor of Paula's spaceflight to the International Space Station, the Indian billionaire Benisha Moody, a middle-aged woman. Moody appreciates how destined Paula was to achieve the flight when Paula reveals to her that her psychological conditions would not allow her to fly. She had to take psychotronic medications so she would not hallucinate. Moody believes the hallucinations, every vision, every image what we see or believe to see, and what our brain creates, are all real. Therefore, Moody does not discipline Paula for her cheating, but praises her. The question whether we should allow our intuition to grow is perfectly presented here. Now, this necessity for positive change and the question whether the feminine or the masculine thinking is better is nicely tied together, and the best moments are possibly the last moments of the whole series, when televised reports tell us about the return of Voyager 1. Now, there are two reports. First, we hear from a male scientist that space agencies currently believe that someone out there sent the probe back to us to remind us about our divisions. However, after a couple of seconds, a female voice articulates a different view. Regarding the return of Voyager 1, the voice says, "The message came from us, something has to change." In responding this question, whether the female or the male thinking is better, the creators leave little room to doubt which thinking they believe is better. It appears in the first 5 minutes of the whole series. After the return of the landing capsule, the television present the Indian billionaire sponsor Banisha Moody. Carlotta views her as her hero. She wants to be like her. Moody helped people out from poverty by simply lending them money, by which people could buy tools for common usage. While a big audience watched the landing, someone near Carlotta asks her partner whether her partner knows why Moody's project worked so well. The answer is that because Moody lent money only to women. If she had lent money to men, those have just drunk all the money away. Right after this sentence is said in the series, the camera switches to the male lead character, Sven, who happens to be drinking beer. Okay, the intention and the belief of the creators cannot be more obvious than that. Now, why I say that eventually this leads to a contradiction. The lead actors, the protagonists, Paula the astronaut, her daughter, and the main antagonists, the billionaire Banisha Moody, are all females. The storyline goes on through decisions where all the key decisions are made by women. There is a detective couple, a man and a woman, and practically the woman decides what they would do. She is the one who understands the clues, and her male counterpart is just there to carry luggages. Practically, he is just a postman. Daughter and father, it is the daughter who finds out everything. The father finds out only the timing of the landing of the Voyager 1 probe, but it is already so obvious by the time he finds out that I wouldn't say it was a big achievement at all. During the final confrontation of the movie, it is a female, Moody's aide, who decides that she would not shoot down Sven and Carlotta, and it is her who reports about Moody's dealing that led to a plane crash killing 170 people. And she is also presented as morally superior, which means because of her help in the investigation against Moody, she was offered a bargaining plea, but she refused to accept it. Now, this is useless martyrdom. At this point, even the audience who watches the series can feel that something is out of place. And yeah, if all the major decisions in our world are already made by women, what positive change will we need? These are my thoughts. I'm curious for yours. Thank you for watching.